It is time for arguably the most important part of my budget. This is the budget calendar. Yay! Hi, I'm Bo. Please don't mind the ink on my fingers. One of my pens kind of exploded on me. But I am here all by my lonesome this time. Win is not with me, but it's okay. We talked about it beforehand. He has a headache right now, so I am by myself, and we are just going to get right into it. This is a budget calendar. I start out by setting this up with when I expect to bring into the budget inflow and also when I expect to have scheduled expenses. So let us get started. We start with pay, of course, inflow. So we have his pay and her pay. Doo, doo, doo. And we're going to do that every 2 weeks. So her pay, his pay. Now, this is not actually when I get paid, but this is when the money is coming into the budget. Okay, and then also we're going to go with, for savings account interest, for me, I'm going to go with the 31st. So her interest, and then for when it's the 3rd. And if you've been watching our videos, I used to budget it for the 23rd, but now since my money is in two different savings accounts, for the second savings account it comes into the account on the 31st. The last day of the month. So I figured I'll just put both savings account interests in that one, just to make things a little easier for tracking purposes. And then also on the 1st is rental income. What did I put that as tenant last time. So tenant on the 1st. And any other inflow, I think that's it. Okay. So we're going to start out by highlighting these in green. If you hear thunder, I apologize. It is raining right now. Okay, his pay, her interest, and I highlight all the inflow in green, and I just differentiate whose accounts things are going on in by saying his or hers. And obviously tenant, there's only one account that has tenant funds going into it, so that doesn't matter. Just say his or hers. It's technically both of our tenants. It's fine. Okay, next we're going to go with his bills. So we have, okay, so technically the mortgage is due on the 1st. However, we take advantage of the extra time they give us. We technically have up until, if I remember correctly, it's the 16th is our cutoff for paying the mortgage and still technically being on time. So we are actually paying it on the 12th. That's what I decided to change the auto pay to be, just for timing's sake. So this is mortgage. And then what else do we have? We have kid bills. So kid bills, kid insurance is due on the 1st. And then kid copay is every Friday. However, this may not come out. We don't know when the kids are going to get back into therapy, and when they do, we're going to have to pay it again. But I'm just keeping it in the calendar for now. Better to budget and not spend it than spend it and not budget. Okay. So there's that. And then there's the internet bill on the 15th. And then S&M collections on the 7th. Will they charge it on the 7th? That's doubtful. But I at least want to have it set aside by the 7th. And then the heating bill is on the 30th. This is the natural gas bill. And student loans is on the 20th. Oh, which is actually not going to be in this time period because we budget by paycheck. So the 20th is not in the beginning or the end. Then the electric bill is due on the 5th. And that's it for his bills. So his bills are in blue. Oh, actually, before I forget, let me put down back to school for maybe Sunday. I'm just gonna put, well, no, we're probably gonna go, I'm gonna put Sunday. Okay. Back to school. That is coming out of savings. I just don't want to forget to put it in here. But yes, we're going back to school shopping this weekend. So I want to put that in the budget. And that's highlighted in yellow because that money is coming out of savings. So we have kid copay, heating, kid insurance, electric, kid copay, S&M collections, kid copay, and mortgage, and internet. And that should be all. Yeah. Okay, so next we have my bills. So we have on the 1st, we have YouTube Premium Family. And then also on the 1st, Netflix. And on the 28th is Car Wash. And on the 2nd is Fabulous. Which is an app that just has a monthly subscription to it. And then Security System is on the 27th. And then Flooring is on the 20th. And the 20th is not anywhere on here. And the 28th is Home Depot credit card. It's technically not due until the 2nd, but I'm paying it early because the first month I paid it, it's like I set it up for auto pay for the day it was due, but then I got charged a late fee and then they took it back later. It was very confusing. So now I'm just paying it early. So this is HD card. And then as far as annuals, we have I have my car registration payment due on the 30th of September. However, it's due by the end of the month. However, I know for sure that I'm going to be off work on the 17th. As a matter of fact, I should put this on here. So we are going to a magic show on the 16th. Magic. And then the next day I took off work because I start work at 5 a.m. And this magic show is at 7:15 p.m. There's no way I'm going to get any kind of decent sleep the next day. So I took off work the next day. So this is when I'm going to go renew my registration, my car registration. Okay. And then what else is in September? LastPass. This is a password managing app. It's technically free, but if you want the free version, you can only use it on one device, and I don't got time for that. So before I forget, I am going to highlight LastPass in yellow because that's coming from savings, and registration also in yellow because that's also coming from savings from a sinking fund. And then the rest will be pink. The rest will be pink. So we have security, Home Depot card, car wash, Netflix, YouTube, Fabulous, and Magic. Hopefully I will not pay more for the magic show, but I might end up like paying for parking or something. I don't know what the parking is like in the location where the show is. I should probably look that up beforehand actually. But I mean, either way, if parking is too expensive, we might just take public transportation to get there. But then there's the matter of how tired I'll be afterwards and whether or not I want to take public transportation back home after that. So we shall see. But this is basically how I set up the budget calendar. So from this is how I know when I'm doing my monthly budget, which paycheck the different things are coming out of. And this is a lot more things than there used to be. It's a little busier, but I feel like this kind of keeps things relatively on track, especially because we have a lot of subscriptions. It can be a little hard to keep track of. That's part of why I also use this bill tracker to keep me on top of the dates. Budgeting by paycheck makes more sense to me because that way I know how long my paycheck has to last, because it's until my next paycheck. But the downside is you kind of have to keep on top of dates. Instead of just like having the money for the month, you have the money for those 2 weeks, and sometimes the timing doesn't work out in your favor. But it's okay. It works out. So fun fact, on the 1st, we might be getting our second tenant. Well, second set of tenants because it's a family. I'm actually pretty excited about that because if you don't know, Win is a substitute teacher. He is not guaranteed full-time income during the summer. He was not able to work very much during the summer because we had contractors working on our house. They're just now finishing up this week. They were supposed to be, well, not supposed to be. I thought that they were going to be done earlier. We didn't realize how long it would take exactly. But because of the contractors, he has had to be home a lot of the time, so he was not able to work as much as he normally does during the summer. Also, because he's a substitute teacher, he essentially has to reapply for his job every school year. So in the beginning of the school year, he probably won't be making as much as last school year because every year it takes a little bit of time to like get into the role that pays him the most. There's like multiple levels of substitute teacher, And the one that he wants, the one that he had last school year, pays the most, but is also like the hardest to get. And he has to reapply every year. So it's kind of a mess, but we will see what his income looks like. But he has not gotten his first check yet. The school year just barely started. We shall see how this goes. But I appreciate you so much. Let me know in the comments if you do a budget calendar. I highly recommend it to just about everyone, especially if you budget by paycheck. But honestly, even if you don't budget by paycheck, I feel like it's really nice to see on the calendar exactly when things are going to come out of your account. I'm a very visual person, so it feels good to see these things. But I love you. I appreciate you. Never forget that you deserve financial stability, and I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.